love doesn't always arrive with fireworks and grand declarations. Sometimes it tiptoes in quietly, hidden in small actions, subtle changes, and soft glances that speak louder than words ever could. When a man starts catching real feelings, it doesn't always look like a dramatic confession or an obvious display of affection. In fact, the earliest signs are often so gentle that they can be easy to miss, unless you're paying close attention. In today's world, where so many relationships are rushed, temporary, or built on surface-level attraction, noticing the signs of real emotional investment can feel like trying to catch whispers in a storm. But when a man is falling for you, slowly but surely, those signs are there. They're woven into his everyday behavior, his body language, the way he speaks, and especially the way he treats you when no one's watching. It might be in the way he remembers things you said weeks ago, or how he lights up slightly every time you walk into a room. Maybe he texts you first thing in the morning and just before bed, not because he has to, but because he genuinely wants to. Perhaps he starts talking about the future, and without even realizing it, includes you in his plans. All of these are signs that what he feels is growing deeper, day by day. The truth is, men aren't always great at expressing their feelings directly. Society often teaches them to keep emotions guarded, to avoid vulnerability. So instead of saying, "I'm falling for you," he might show it in a dozen quiet, consistent ways. And if you know what to look for, those actions can be more honest than any words. This list isn't about making assumptions or reading into things too much. It's about helping you recognize sincerity when it shows itself. These signs are not about manipulation, confusion, or mixed signals. They are clear, heartfelt, and rooted in emotional presence. They tell you that he's thinking about you, that he sees you, and most importantly, that you're starting to matter to him in a way that feels personal. So if you've been wondering whether what you're seeing is real, whether he's just being kind, or if there's something deeper taking shape, this is for you. These 12 signs don't scream love from the rooftops. Instead, they whisper it softly, through the way he listens, shows up, and chooses you without needing a reason. And sometimes, that quiet kind of love is the most powerful kind of all. Let's explore what it looks like when a man starts falling, not all at once, but piece by piece, moment by moment, until he realizes he's already deep into something real. 1. He remembers the little things you say. When someone begins to catch real feelings for you, one of the most telling signs is how closely they pay attention to what you say, especially the small, seemingly unimportant things. It's not about remembering big events or dramatic moments. It's about the quiet, everyday details that most people overlook. If you once mentioned your favorite type of tea in passing or talked about a stressful day at work, and he brings it up later or acts on it in some way, it means he's been listening closely. He values your words not just in the moment, but enough to carry them with him. This kind of attention reveals emotional investment. It shows he sees you as more than just someone to spend time with. He's trying to understand who you are. Your thoughts, preferences, and even your habits matter to him because you matter to him. He's not just nodding along to keep the conversation going. He's absorbing what you share. There's a difference between hearing and truly listening, and he's doing the latter. It's not forced either. When someone is emotionally drawn to you, remembering what you say doesn't take effort. It comes naturally because you're on their mind even when you're not around. This sign may seem small on the surface, but it speaks volumes about his emotional depth. It's quiet, but powerful. It reflects care, respect, and presence. And when feelings grow, this attentiveness often deepens. You'll notice he starts to anticipate your needs or moods because he's genuinely paying attention. In a world full of distractions, Someone who chooses to focus on the small parts of you is showing love in its most honest form. Without grand gestures or dramatic confessions, this simple act is often the first real clue that his feelings are growing stronger every day. 2. He wants to spend more time with you. When someone is slowly falling for you, one of the clearest signs is that they genuinely want to spend more time with you, not just occasionally, but consistently. It's not about having to schedule time together. It's about him making the effort to create those moments. Whether it's a long conversation over coffee, a walk with no destination, or just sitting quietly beside you, the time itself becomes important to him because you're in it. This desire isn't driven by convenience or boredom. It's about connection. When a man starts catching real feelings, your presence brings him comfort and joy. He starts choosing you over other options, not because he has to, but because being around you feels like the most natural and fulfilling choice. You become a part of his routine, his thoughts, and slowly, his priorities shift to include you more often. It's also in the small gestures, how he lingers at the end of a meeting, how he suggests spending the day with you, or how he finds reasons to stay a little longer. These moments show that your company means more than just passing time. It's a space where he feels understood and at ease. When feelings grow, time with you isn't measured in hours. It's measured in how full it makes his heart feel. He may not always say it directly, but his actions will. A person who wants to be near you, even in silence, is someone who is emotionally drawn to you. As feelings develop, time becomes his way of expressing care. And when someone chooses to give you their time freely, consistently, and sincerely, it's because they are already falling, whether they admit it or not. 3. He gets nervous before seeing you. When a man starts developing real feelings, nervousness often replaces confidence in surprising ways. Even if he usually appears calm and collected, the thought of seeing you can stir up a quiet anxiety inside him. It's not fear, it's anticipation, hope, and a little vulnerability mixed together. He wants to make a good impression, even if you've known each other for a while. That nervous energy means he cares deeply about how you perceive him. Before meeting you, he might overthink his outfit, check his messages twice, or arrive a bit early just to avoid being late. His thoughts revolve around how the interaction will go, what you might talk about, and how he can make you smile. This restlessness comes from wanting things to go right, because your opinion of him matters more than he might admit. Real feelings bring real stakes, and that's what causes the flutter of nerves. During the moments leading up to seeing you, he might act a little differently, more thoughtful, quieter, or slightly fidgety. It's not because he's uncomfortable with you, but because he's emotionally invested. Being around you feels exciting and intense in a way he doesn't feel with just anyone. This nervousness is often involuntary. It comes from the heart's quiet realization that it wants more than just casual connection. Over time, he may grow more comfortable, but early on, these nerves are a sign that you've started to matter to him in a meaningful way. When someone is indifferent, they don't get nervous. But when someone's falling for you, even the simple act of being near you can feel like something special. And that feeling, that's the beginning of something real. 4. He texts you, good morning and good night. When someone begins to fall for you, their day starts and ends with you on their mind. Texting you, good morning and good night, might seem like a small act, but it holds a deep emotional meaning. It's his quiet way of showing that you're a part of his daily rhythm, that your presence matters from the first moment he wakes up to the last moment before he sleeps. These messages aren't just routine. They're emotional touchpoints that say, you're important to me. A good morning text isn't about obligation. It's about wanting to make you smile as your day begins. It's an invitation into his world, letting you know you're the first thought of his day. Similarly, when he texts you at night, it shows he's thinking of you, even when things are winding down. It's a sign of comfort, care, and emotional connection. He wants to maintain that bond throughout the day, even if you're apart. These messages may be short, but they create consistency and emotional safety. When a man takes time to reach out every morning and night, it's because you've become a part of his inner life. He may not say everything he feels directly, but his effort to reach out at these quiet personal times reveals what's growing beneath the surface. Over time, these small bookends to each day build emotional intimacy. They show that he's not just interested when it's convenient, he's emotionally present and wants you to feel seen. And when someone chooses to include you in the most personal parts of their day, it's rarely casual. It's usually love, unfolding gently, message by message. 5. He includes you in his future plans. When someone is truly developing feelings for you, they start to see you as part of their long-term picture, not just someone for the moment. Including you in their future plans, whether casually or seriously, is a strong sign that their heart is moving beyond the present. It could be something simple like mentioning a movie he wants to watch with you next weekend, or something more meaningful like talking about traveling together, attending a family event, or even discussing career decisions with you in mind. This isn't done out of politeness. It's an emotional shift. When he talks about what's coming next and you're in the picture, it means he's not just planning his life around his own needs anymore. He's beginning to see you as a consistent presence, someone who fits into his dreams, his growth, and even his challenges. It shows a level of mental and emotional commitment that words alone can't always express. He may not come out and say, "I see us together forever," but his choices and conversations will start to reflect it. He'll consider your opinion before making decisions. He might even begin using phrases like "we should" or "maybe we could do that together," rather than speaking only in "I" or "me." These subtle changes in language show that he's not just thinking about himself anymore. He's thinking about you both as a unit. This sign is one of the strongest indicators that his feelings are real and growing. It's not just about wanting to be around you today. It's about wanting to keep you in his life tomorrow and the day after that. When someone begins to place you in their plans, it means they're already placing you in their heart. 6. He opens up about personal stuff. When a man starts falling for you, one of the clearest signs is when he begins to open up about his personal life, the parts he doesn't usually share with others. This doesn't happen quickly or easily. It's a slow build, a quiet trust forming between two people. And when he begins to trust you with his thoughts, his past, his fears, and even his insecurities, it's a powerful sign that his feelings are deepening. It shows that he doesn't just see you as someone to impress, but as someone safe, someone who might understand him beyond the surface. He may talk about childhood memories, family dynamics, past mistakes, or dreams he hasn't shared out loud. These aren't things he tells just anyone. They're pieces of his inner world, and sharing them is his way of letting you in. It means he values your presence in his emotional space, not just your company. This kind of openness doesn't always come with dramatic storytelling. Sometimes it's in small confessions, quiet admissions, or random thoughts he trusts you to hear. When he starts using words like, "I've never told this to anyone before," or when he lets his guard down during simple conversations, it's because he's emotionally invested. It's his way of building a deeper connection, one based on truth, not just attraction. When someone allows you to see their real self, the vulnerable, imperfect human part, they're not just sharing information, they're extending an invitation into their heart. And that level of honesty is never casual. It's personal, intimate, and often the clearest sign that love is slowly but surely growing. 7. He checks on you even when you're quiet. When a man starts catching real feelings for you, he doesn't just show up during the fun, loud, or obvious moments. He becomes especially attentive when you're quiet. That silence, whether it's in conversation, over text, or during your regular interactions, doesn't go unnoticed by him. Instead of assuming you're just busy or distant, he reaches out. He checks in with gentle concern, not to invade your space, but to make sure you're okay. This behavior shows emotional awareness. It means he's paying attention to the subtle shifts in your mood and energy. He notices when something feels off, even if you haven't said a word. When someone is emotionally invested, your silence feels louder than your words. It matters to him whether you're truly fine or just pretending to be. His check-ins are his way of saying, "I see you," even when you're not speaking. These small moments of care often reveal deeper affection than grand gestures. When someone takes the time to ask if you're all right without needing a reason, it's because they're tuned into your emotional presence. They're not waiting for drama to show support. They offer it in stillness too. And when a man checks on you during quiet moments, it's not about control or curiosity. It's about care, protection, and emotional closeness. This kind of attention is rare, and it's rooted in genuine connection. It tells you that your well-being has started to affect his. He wants you to feel safe, seen, and supported, even in silence. And that level of empathy only comes when someone is falling for you in a real, meaningful way. 8. He mirrors your habits or phrases. When someone starts developing real feelings for you, they often begin to mirror your habits, phrases, or small mannerisms without even realizing it. This subconscious imitation happens because emotional connection naturally leads to a desire for closeness and understanding. The more time he spends with you, the more his brain starts to sync with yours in subtle ways. It's not about copying you intentionally. It's about how deeply you've started to influence his thoughts and behaviors. You might notice him picking up a phrase you often use, laughing the way you do, or even mimicking the way you gesture when you talk. It can be as simple as him ordering his coffee the way you do, or using an expression that's uniquely yours. These small shifts are signs that he's not just listening, he's absorbing. You're becoming a part of his internal world, and that happens only when feelings go beyond the surface. Mirroring is a deep psychological sign of connection. It shows that he's emotionally in tune with you, that he feels safe around you, and that he values the bond you're building. When he reflects back parts of you, it's his way of drawing closer, of quietly saying, "I feel connected to you." He may not even be aware he's doing it, but that makes it even more genuine. These moments may seem small, but they reveal a powerful truth. He's not just falling for who you are, he's starting to let that person shape him in tiny, tender ways. And when someone's heart starts to reflect pieces of yours, that's a sign of real, growing affection that words alone can't fully express. 9. He defends you when you're not around. When a man is falling for you, one of the most telling signs isn't what he says to your face. It's how he speaks about you when you're not around. If someone questions you, disrespects you, or jokes at your expense, and he chooses to defend you in your absence, it means his feelings go beyond the surface. It shows loyalty, protection, and quiet pride in who you are. This isn't about being confrontational. It's about having your back even when it doesn't benefit him directly. He may correct someone who misjudges you, speak up when others downplay your worth, or simply refuse to engage in conversations that disrespect you. These moments aren't about earning credit or telling you later. They're about staying true to how he feels about you, whether you see it or not. When someone is emotionally invested, your name becomes something they protect. Your reputation, your dignity, and your truth matter to them. Defending someone in their absence is a powerful gesture of care. It reflects integrity and the desire to honor what you mean to them, even when no one's watching. It means he values not just how you make him feel, but who you are as a person. And it also shows that he sees the bigger picture. He doesn't just care when you're near. He respects you even when you're not there to hear it. When a man stands up for you behind your back, it's one of the clearest signs that his heart is involved. It's not about performance or attention. It's about loyalty rooted in love. Because when someone's truly falling, protecting your name becomes just as important as holding your hand. 10. He finds excuses just to be near you. When a man is quietly falling for you, he often finds small, seemingly random reasons to be near you. It's not always grand or obvious. Sometimes it's as simple as asking for help with something he could easily do himself, showing up where he knows you'll be, or starting conversations that don't have a real purpose beyond just keeping you close. These little excuses are his way of staying connected without having to fully reveal how strongly he feels just yet. He might offer to walk you somewhere, help with a task you didn't ask for help with, or linger longer in a group setting where you're present. He may bring up topics just to keep you engaged or find ways to sit near you, even if there's plenty of space elsewhere. It's subtle, often quiet, but deeply intentional. When someone is developing real feelings, your presence feels like comfort, and being near you becomes something they crave more and more. These repeated efforts to be close, even for small moments, are signs that you're becoming a priority in his mind. He's not making excuses to be polite. He's trying to stay in your orbit because it makes him feel good. When someone genuinely likes you, proximity becomes meaningful. He wants to feel your energy, hear your voice, and simply exist near you, even if nothing is being said. Over time, these excuses start to reveal a pattern. He shows up when he doesn't have to, stays longer than necessary, and finds reasons to return. It's not coincidence, it's connection. And when someone quietly rearranges their day just to be close to you, even in small ways, it means their heart is already moving closer, step by step. 11. He notices even small changes in you. When a man is falling for you, one of the most revealing signs is how closely he observes you, especially the little things. He starts to notice the small changes you make, whether it's the way you styled your hair, a shift in your mood, or a new phrase you've started using. These aren't things everyone would catch, but he does, because he's paying attention to you on a deeper level. You've become someone he watches with quiet care, not out of obsession, but out of genuine affection. He might comment on a subtle detail you didn't even think was noticeable, or ask if something's wrong just because you seem a bit off. It shows he's not just seeing you, he's studying you in a way that comes from emotional investment. The little changes, the ones most people overlook, stand out to him because you've taken up space in his mind and heart. He's in tune with your presence, and even the smallest difference can draw his focus. This attentiveness is quiet, but powerful. It reflects a deeper emotional connection, one that doesn't need loud declarations. It's a kind of silent devotion, his way of saying you matter, even in the tiniest details. When someone notices small changes, it means they see you fully. They're not just observing the version you show the world, they're watching the version you barely notice yourself. That level of presence isn't common. It's a sign of respect, care, and emotional depth. When someone begins to fall in love, they naturally become more alert to the person they're drawn to. So when he starts seeing even what you don't say or show openly, it means his feelings are already speaking for him, clearly and deeply. 12. His eyes search for you in every room. When someone is falling for you, their eyes give away what their words often don't. One of the most tender and unmistakable signs is how his eyes naturally search for you the moment he enters a room. It's not a forced action. It's instinctive. Before he greets anyone, before he settles into the space, his gaze moves, quietly looking for yours. That simple act speaks volumes about where his attention and heart are focused. This search isn't about checking up on you, it's about connection. He wants to feel anchored by your presence. Even in a crowd, his comfort comes from knowing where you are. It's a sign of emotional closeness that doesn't need touch or words. Just the sight of you can settle his nerves, brighten his mood, or make him feel complete. It's as if the room doesn't feel right until he's found you in it. You might catch him glancing your way multiple times, or locking eyes for a brief second across the room before quickly looking away. These moments aren't accidental. His eyes are drawn to you because you've become someone who matters deeply to him. You're no longer just one face in a crowd. You're the face he wants to see. When someone's feelings grow, their attention becomes more focused, more tender. And when his eyes instinctively look for yours, it means his heart already knows where it wants to be. It's a quiet, beautiful gesture that says, "I feel most myself when you're near." Even if he hasn't said it out loud, his gaze tells the story clearly. He's falling for you, more with each passing day.